So, do you guys see what happened right when I was about to finish putting up the posts? This happened first. Boy, that does not look good from this angle, does it?
Can you guys imagine something like this?
The outdoor kitchen. About that. This has to happen first. I don't know if y'all can make those numbers out, but that is just below 40 degrees as I'm cold smoking on this smokehouse. I got some salt cured venison roasts in there that I'm cold smoking with some sassafras. Everything is covered in frost this morning. Had a broken water line down at the neighbor's who's out of state, what, a couple days ago? So me and some of the children put in a shutoff valve for him to shut the supply off over there because the actual break couldn't be repaired where it's at easily right now. So, but with that cold temperatures, that points back to my problem here. So just to recap on this root cellar, storm shelter, now outdoor kitchen, I've got a giant concrete slab poured here. The door to my root cellar and storm shelter is an opening in this concrete slab. So I can't put a door at the bottom of here because if I put a door down there, all the water from here would just run down into the door and either rot it if it was wood or rust it if it was metal, and still have just water going down in there. Now water does get down in there sometimes. We got the whole floor sloped to a 5-gallon bucket in the middle, which we just bail out with a tin can, number 10 can. But to put a door on here, I'm gonna have to put a cover on this outdoor kitchen area. So this project has 18 of these. These are cedar posts from just down the hill. We stripped the bark off of them. We smoothed them up. We stained them with some golden oak because I like that color better than like the old gray that cedar will get if it just gets weathered and sun bleached and just kind of hanging out in the elements. And then put the first coat of clear coat on. This is going to be enclosed over here. There's going to be a stairwell and all that. So the ones on this end are kind of the more telephone pole looking ones. And then as you get to the ones that are going to be exposed, they have a lot more character. So some of these are more just absolutely beautiful. And besides the perimeter, hey turkey, there's going to be two here to kind of have the open part distincted from the cold part. But there's two more posts that are going there by the dog. But I didn't put those two posts up because I want access to this so I can pull my van over it and do an oil change. When I had this pit here and this stairwell and saw this opportunity when we poured the concrete slab, I thought, you know what? This is how professionals change oil. I said, I want to change oil. I want to try it like that, and I see why the professionals do it. And I can see why the professionals do it that way. You think that made it any easier for us, son?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Definitely, right? Yeah, we just had to slide underneath because we only had one access to the pit, but it made it real easy. And do you learn anything looking at the vehicle that way?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it looks different than you'd ever get sliding underneath there, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna pull the van over this pit right now. I got one last oil change. We're never gonna do this again because the second I get done with this, well, it won't be today. I gotta go get some hay for the animals and some other things. But then I can put up those last two posts, which will block off my access to this area, but it'll serve this purpose one last time. An oil change. basically, this ain't no auto shop. And he doesn't even have like Dickies or the onesie on, the jumpsuit. So, you know, it's a lot more intimidating. If you had a jumpsuit with your name on it, or a Dickies shirt, I'd probably be a little more confident in that. I'm gonna make sure I'm far enough back. You're right, I can keep going. You see this, guys? That's plenty of room. Let me make sure. Man, I put these posts here already. Yeah. So, wee! I can see where that power steering fluid leaking. Oh yeah, dude, this is so nice. Just having that there. Wow. This makes it so easy, guys. I don't need to go anymore. Wow. I don't know. I was talking with a mechanic friend of mine. I told him about this. He said he might try to incorporate this into the design of something on his property because he is a mechanic. Like this just makes... Here, I'll show you. So up underneath here, y'all, I mean, look at this. You know how easy that is to access? You know how easy that is to access? Oh. I do got a power steering leak I got to deal with, and something is off with this wheel now after I plowed off the road and almost killed us. So, I might get a better look at some of that. But right now I gotta get some hay. So I gotta deal with this and go from there. We actually just swapped this tire out. I had our little guy help us dock, and he learned a lot. Didn't he have a fun time up there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he did too. He did a lot of the work. So this is simple oil change, y'all. Ha! It just makes it so easy. Here's the thing too, down in this root cellar, like look, we got our snake gourd pickles, very tasty. We got canned carp and canned sucker, right? Some nice canned sucker. And what happens is, without having that covered, we moved everything down here earlier this year. We got excited. But then you got a big concrete pad just heating up during the day. That ain't helpful. And right now we got freezing temps. If this stuff freezes down here, we're gonna have some serious problems. Just like if we get a ton of water in here, or just like if it gets really hot. Now outside, it was absolutely freezing today. Came down in here, pretty nice. I was impressed. I mean, it was cool, but it was definitely warmer than freezing. So we absolutely love that. But to protect this, I want to be able to put a door on it. But I can't put a door on it until I get that top covered, because I don't want to jeopardize the door that we put here. So right now I've got to get this going, and then this thing will be more useful. And actually we had some friends over yesterday. They said one thing we should put down in our root cellar is a can opener. And I was thinking, like, a can opener in the root cellar, like, we're not eating it here, it's the store, and then we bring it in the house. But their point was, if we're down here for a storm and we get hungry, we want some sweet peas, something like that, that'll be the opportunity for us. Man, are those... Got okra that's purple because it's in there with the Chinese red noodle beans. That can caught my eye. But I'm like, oh yeah, a can opener down here would be so good. That makes a lot of sense. So anyway, let's get this oil changed so I can continue with this project, because this is the future of our food storage and preservation. But look, guys, too, this right here, if you do not have lips on your shelf for your canned goods, please, please, please put a lip. You know, it's one thing if you got a bunch of cans from the store and one falls off and gets dented. Okay, whatever. 78-cent can of vegetables gets a dent in it, that's fine. But when you've got all this stuff you put up yourself and all that time and energy and effort and weeding and watering and planting and growing, or out at the lake shooting fish, or this is venison broth, you know, shooting deer in the woods, and then you put it up, if all that falls off your shelf because of some sort of tremor, some sort of shock wave, some sort of something that shakes the earth, It's happened around here. We felt tremors from earthquakes before. And all that stuff piles down. No, no, no. Put forth the effort. Put a little lip on your shelves. This is the biggest mistake, I think, that people make with their stored stuff. We also put the chalkboard here, the paint, so we could just write on it, keep everything organized and dated. I love that. One thing about used engine oil too is there can still be uses for it. You know, in a pinch, you can use it to lubricate your bar and chain for a chainsaw. I know people who have put it in there in a pinch. You know, if things get real bad, you still got stuff to chainsaw. You still have fuel. A lot of times people keep fuel around for their generators or other things, but you don't have any bar and chain oil. There are options. Wipe that off. But, you know, think about how many times if you change your own oil, you've done it like this. This just changes everything for me. Makes it so easy. I love it. Okay, so me and an 11-year-old working together in this environment. That says 10 minutes on the clock, so still not a 5-minute oil change, but if I knew what I was doing a little better and was set up a little bit better, that's not bad. I'm really sad to see this go because this works so well, but there's other things that are more important to me than having this much of an easy way of doing an oil change. Take a peek. Oh, your thing is bouncing off the top of there. Yeah.
So what's that? What is
That pulley?
Spins?
Yeah, that's part of it. When my neighbor takes apart that engine and shows his son, I want you to watch when he just kind of tears it all apart so you can learn about it. And then here's the transmission. You see that thing sitting up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that the thing that turns when the wheels?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the drive shaft, I think. And that big thing there's the muffler. This is the exhaust, so it blows it all that way. Put that thing there, helps keep it quieter than it could be. So that people go, they got different mufflers. Or a lack of one. And here's what I'm talking about. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully there's tough stuff like this.
Oh, yeah. That kind of gave us a little slide.
Yeah, I bet you this is still from that accident.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's just on my head.
Is this for when you have an air conditioner?
It could be.
Like,
Yeah,
so it'll-
probably actually. It does beat paying somebody to do it too, especially when you can show some of your children how to do this. I was talking to somebody recently and over in Bosnia, they were talking about to get your driver's license, you have to be able to like change a tire and do other things. Actually show them that you can do it. I think that'd be a good skill for people to have, to be able to at least get theirs initially. At least have a frame of reference for things that relate to driving that you may run into. Oops. So now that oil change is done, I got those 2 posts left to go up. Once those posts are up, I'm gonna run some 2x6 kind of headers on each end, and then we're gonna be able to take these sea purlins. These are 25 feet. And we're going to wire brush them, we're gonna paint them, we're gonna install them, and then we'll be able to run the 2x4s across the top to put a metal roof on it. This is so close. And in all honesty too, I'm glad I didn't build this thing and do it right away. We just ran to Doug and Stacy up in Missouri recently. But when they were doing their ICF root cellar build, we were doing ours. And they ran into some problems with theirs right away. If I would have done what I was thinking of right away, it would never be as good as this is gonna be. So this is so much better than what I was originally thinking. And it's gonna work out a lot better for us. So we just gotta get there. We'll see you next time. Pop out.
Thank you for watching. Hit the like button. Thumbs up. For real.
The cow head is good?
Yeah.
That's because you know.